Oh, you know what I didn't do? I didn't go live on TikTok either. Or at least I think I did. Hold on. Go live. Hytale's 1 week away. Home. Is Hytale the topic on YouTube, on TikTok live yet? It's not. Okay, fair. There we go. I'll just copy that. Copy this key in, and I can go live on there as well. Nice. All right, there we go. Now we should be live on all of them. Let me just double check the YouTube stream is. Will that work? Let me just grab the YouTube stream URL. Sorry about this. I know it's taken some of the steam away. Got it. Boop, boop. Because I can see YouTube chat as well. Perfect. And then TikTok. Before connecting, open the TikTok website browser on this device. Open TikTok website in the browser on this device. Oh, maybe that's not going to work. Yeah, that's fine. As long as I can see YouTube, we're all good. All right, let's go back to it. Let's go back to this gameplay footage. But yeah, I would love to... I mean, there's a bunch of mods that I think would be really cool to have there from day one. I know that the other day they basically had CurseForge post about how they're going to be supporting mods from day one, and they've been given access to a few mod developers to actually create stuff from day dot. Probably most notably is Macaw. So Macaw has all of their various mods, and I think they've got a handful of them ready for Hytale launch day. And then there'll be some other stuff as well. There was somebody I was speaking to on Blue Sky as well, because I've started posting on there again, who was talking about how they are making a mod which is like, when you join a server, it will post a dad joke, and that pings from some dad joke API website. That was a lot of movement, by the way. Holy shit. And I was saying that simple mods like that, like message of the day and stuff like that, they're going to be quite sought after at the beginning. So I do wonder whether it's worth me trying to just program lots of little tiny utility mods and then maybe make something a bit more cohesive later on down the line. That could be interesting as well. What is this? Hytale hype? It is indeed. We're just watching some of the PvP footage that got released the other day at the moment, because I've not seen this just yet. I mean, I do feel like I've seen most compositions of this now. We've seen pretty much every weapon type. We've seen bows. We've seen all the specials. Like, it's looking good. I think early day I'm seeing what everyone wanted. Can you replicate that? I'd start there for mods. Like what, though? Have you got any examples? I mean, I did see that one of the mod developers has created a thing where if you mine an ore... It was basically their take on Fortune, essentially, is if you mine an ore and the Fortune procs, then it basically converts a nearby block also into the ore. So it takes a nearby, like, plain or stone block and converts it. Which I thought was pretty cool. Previously, the way it worked was when they mined the block and then the person got the Fortune proc, it would respawn that block a moment later, or it would respawn the ore. Oh my god, he just whipped out the gun. That's so absurd. Dude, can you imagine, like, kind of like zombies and stuff like that? Like, playing like COD Zombies type thing on there. That'd be really, really cool. Did you see the World Gem blog post? So I've got a few of the blog posts open here, because there's been some really, really cool stuff posted about this. So kind of the long story short, version 1 of the world generation was between 2016 and 2020. Then they began development in 2021 on version 2 of the world generation. And basically that will replace version 1 once they're ready. The thing that I'm not 100% certain on is... It says here, in the meantime, players will be able to see and experience V2 content that is under construction by visiting fragments of Orbis through gateways and exploration mode. So it says we'll begin testing in a pre-release build for the world of Orbis. So it seems as though... I'm guessing when it says fragments of Orbis, is that essentially like Orbis will be the world for adventure mode? And then the world we're playing in isn't technically regarded as Orbis, it's actually just another world, if that makes sense. Because that's how it's starting to feel. It's starting to feel as though Orbis is purely for adventure mode, and what we're playing in is going to be anything else. The fragments of Orbis is the gateway instance thing. Yeah, I'm wondering how closed off that is. Because if Orbis as a whole isn't ready just yet, but the fragments are ready, will they be like? Will they have a world border on them? Will there be like hard barriers, like, you know, sheer cliff faces and stuff like that? I'm not sure. Look at that owl. The owl does look like it's a bit awkward when it moves around. It's very upright for the most part. And you don't really see owls just hover that often. They're very much, they move one spot, they perch, they move one spot, they perch. They swoop, they grab, they feast, they perch. Like it's that on repeat. God, I love the music that Oscar makes. Was that auto walk onto a higher block? Let's double check. What is this new overlay on videos? I don't like that. That's annoying. Pretty sure it is though. Let's have a look. Let's see. So it goes down. Yeah, it looks as though you go up a single block height by default. That's nice. That'll make traversing the world a hell of a lot easier. No having to do excessive ramps or stairs or slabs in order to get people up to different spots. That'll be really, really good. And then we got this video here as well, which is a very quick pan, but it's basically a pan of the erosion effects. Which I think what they're trying to demonstrate here is that when there is a riverbed present and there's mountainous areas around it, that kind of that natural erosion will happen. And the shaping of everything goes from there. Big bear. So you got that one as well. Then the thing that I really liked actually is, I don't know if it mentioned it here, but it spoke about how there's going to be like visual signifiers and gentle guiding towards points of interest. So whether it is the roots hanging beneath this tree, showing that there is a cave system that's down there, there are all these kind of like second, like almost like, you know, what's the word? Second nature? I don't know if second nature is the right word. They're almost like you don't have to think about it. They're almost like natural fence posts and pointing directions for where to go next and what to do. Yeah, they're like subtle. Yeah, maybe subtle is the word I'm thinking of. I was about to say second nature, but I don't know if that's quite right. Look at a pumba, a big pig. Yup, yup. But yeah, another riverbed looking lovely. This one's cool as well. So you see these trees and the roots coming down as well. That one looks particularly interesting just there. Like, look at that. Like, what is happening there? Is that a custom built platform that's been built on those, or is that actually some fungi that's like grown over the root of the tree? I'm worried I'm going to have choice paralysis and not know what to do because of the sheer amount of new stuff. It's very exciting. I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to like do the day one stuff, right? Like either make a dirt hole or a dirt house or make a really simple house and then work my way up through the various benches. I'm going to try and maybe I'll do like a tick list. Maybe I'll have like maybe I'll have chests in a storage room somewhere where it's like, I want to collect one of every item, one of every block, one of every flora, one of every you know, mushroom, one of every mob drop, that kind of thing. So I feel like I'm like slowly but surely like ticking off a list of things that you can do. You got glowing mushrooms as well. So in this big glade, they've got like trees surrounding the mushrooms, which is the thing that you're probably looking for. This is pretty cool then. So this is so all of the modding and the programming in Hytale is going to be done with this. So this is basically called different people call it different things. There's node editor graphs, or some people call it blueprint programming, which I think is what they call it in things like in Unreal Engine and stuff like that. And basically you can see that they're setting like curve points. They've got manual curves for the curves, and that's going to be basically working on like the depth and the height of the various peaks that this biome is going to have. So this biome looks as though it's been enforced in the middle of a zone. So you're seeing the bounds of it. You can see like how tall the world height with it is and stuff. I won't claim to fully understand how all of this works at the moment, especially because the text is so tiny. I can't actually read it. But I'm sure as time goes on, people will get really to grips with all this sort of stuff. But see how it's adding in these more of these iterations and the blending and stuff like that. It's really cool. Oh, is it actually changing the material of it as well? Oh yeah, like materials. So they're adding a thickness layer. And then they copy over the stone, or the rock stone. And what they're changing this to? Grass, maybe? Yeah, soil grass. So I'm guessing some of this will now change the grass. Whether that's going to be the top blocks. It is the top blocks. Interesting. And then it's obviously the underside is then going to be the stone. Ooh, okay. So yeah, this says creators can control each biome's terrain shape independently with high precision. In between biomes, the terrain shape transitions from one to the other. So we've got seamless blends. Nice. This cliff example is the only one that I did actually watch yesterday. And this is really cool. So you can actually manipulate the higher reaches of your biome. And you can see there, they've literally hit save and you see it update in real time in a moment. And look at it. It starts to add in like lumps and bumps and the embossments and stuff like that. It's really cool. Oh, this one's cool. So this is basically talking about how it's set in stipulation. So this is saying that if their grass material is restricted to not spawn where there is less than 10 blocks of air above. So obviously you've got grass here and then it goes up. And because it's not hit 10 blocks, that doesn't become grass, but that would because that's far enough down. So it's how to do like the underbelly of lips and hangs and overreaches, if you will, of the various different spots, which I think is pretty cool. And you've got all these different like nodes as well for like less than, greater than, all that sort of stuff. But they're putting like full power in people's hands. So they can decide exactly how they want to like craft these biomes and these worlds and all sorts of stuff. Like it's mental. It's proper mental. Some really cool stuff in here. You got props example. Now this is the one that I've not watched yet. So increasing the sizes of forest patches by editing the tree location mask. We design the assets that create the world to allow creators to add and edit terrain, props, biomes, and zones as easily as we do. Each biome is treated as a separate tile like a jigsaw within a zone puzzle. Each zone is treated as its own tile in the patchwork that makes up the world. This means adding new biomes or content, such as prefab, should be straightforward as we're giving you all the tools we use to create whatever you want. Additionally, every single biome that we use in Orbis will be shared with the community. You'll be able to use the node editor to view, modify, and have fun with all the content we made and mix it with your own creations. See, I love when game devs do that. So you can actually look at how they've done it, then start reverse engineering it for your own purposes. How sick is that? Let's see what this one is. So let me crank up the quality on this. Okay, so at the minute, so we're seeing it's designating small trees and large trees, and they set the threshold from 0 to 0.1. Okay. So then you hit save, and then I'm assuming we're going to see a lot less of those trees? Or is it more? Wait, how many were there? What was the numbers at the start of that? So it was on 0.2 and 0.5. And then he changes it to 0 and 0.1. Oh, no, I understand what's going on here. Okay, so there's a designation from 0 to 1. That's the range. At least based on context here. So they're saying that everything from 0.2 to 0.5 will be small trees to begin with. And then everything from 0.5 to 1 will be large trees. But then they change it so that the designation changes to then be 0 to 0.1 is little trees, and 0.1 to 1, which is basically then essentially 99%, is then going to be large trees. And that's why you then suddenly see this big burst of trees all of a sudden. So it seems as though all the props are in the same place, but it's randomizing what populates that prop spot. Does that make sense? Very cool. That's really, really cool. I like that. Look at that shot, dude. That is vibey as hell. Let's zoom this out. Look at this. I just love the layers to it. This is kind of what I expected more so for the underside of the world. So obviously Zone 4 is what I always imagine this would look like, with like the dinosaur area and the kind of the overgrown, colorful trees situation that we've got going on. What else have we got? Oh yeah, so this is the big one. This is the crazy example. Check this shit, chat. Look at this. Let me crank this up to 1440. Look at that. Oh, let me kill my camera for a second so you can see this. Look at that big whale in the sky. So this is basically them being really chaotic with the stacking of vertical land masses and chunks and stuff like that. And it just gives you this very Aether kind of feel. Remember the Aether mod? I mean, the flying whale also helps that effect, but it's just, it looks so cool. Looks very, very cool. So I thought that looked sick as well. You get to see how this works in the lower depths of the world as well, like down in the ocean layers as well. I'm assuming that there will be a level to the world where like, oh, this is ocean level. Like, oh, ocean level begins at bang, this much. But we'll have to wait and see. Complex of underwater caves features... Oh, no, sorry, that's the top one. Terrain pack that explores an archer's terrain theme. So you got all these archers that are here as well. Because it does show you how you can then manipulate the archers to make things like rings. So you make these procedural rings. It gives you this very kind of like... I mean, honestly, this is just screaming watchers, isn't it? That's literally a watcher's eye. Look at that. Bottom of the eyelid, top eyelid, or brow. Dude, the watcher dimension could actually work here. That'd be sick. And they've obviously done a ton of work with like the skybox and the ambient lighting and stuff like that. It just looks really cool. Really, really cool. You got the planes. You got that one as well. You got some orcs over here by the looks of it. This one's cool. Look at the fucking moon in the sky. Now, is that actually the moon from down here? It's not. Interesting. So I'm assuming that's just added in on the skybox. Then you got this one here, which is really cool. Check this out. Look at that. So it's just sort of showing how you can just add whatever you want into these like tall reaches. It's very cool. You got this big boy spot here, like this kind of oasis in the middle of everything. It does look like there's some like structures here as well. It looks like there's some like life and village type stuff. I'm intrigued to know how they handle things like NPCs in Hytale. But yeah, so that was that blog post as well. So you got that one. And then we have because what other blog posts we got? Yeah, I guess this is the other one I wanted to look at. So this is making models for Hytale. So we went through this the other day on stream, I'm pretty certain. And I want to give it a try because I haven't whipped up Blockbench just yet to have a go at this. I mean, look at that. So they've worked with the developers of Blockbench to release an official Blockbench plugin, basically. So that's how that bad boy's looking. And it talks about using cubes, quads, which are basically planes, and then angles that made with cubes. So, you know, not bending and skewing geometry, but actually just like, you don't have to vertex snap. You don't have to snap the corners onto other corners, but I just thought that looked pretty good. And then you've got the proportions as well, like to fit in with the vibe of the world. Like this gives slightly more like Morrowind, whereas this gives more Hytale with the looks of it as well. Can you move from the different worlds you could see in that post? So, where is it? So the worlds you're referring to are like the different planets, yeah? So Simon did do a post towards the end of this where he basically said, where is it? It's in this paragraph, I think. So it says, we're intentionally expansive, just as we envisaged years ago, sorry. Beyond Orbis, we plan to explore alternate worlds, new dimensions, and entirely different spaces. These worlds give us room to introduce new blocks, items, prefab zones, regions, biomes, NPCs, quest stories, and gameplay systems. So I believe that all of these will be explorable at some point. It's just about how in-depth they want each of those things to be. You know what I mean? Like we've already seen like Nexus. I mean, are we to believe that this is a bit of a preview of what Nexus looks like? Could be how Nexus looks. That's pretty cool to think about. This is probably just more of a proof of concept, but still. Like you can see how easily they could pull that thing together. They could cover the terrain and more lava for this one. I mean, I'm just assuming it's lava just because it looks red and hot, but it might not even need that. It could be more dusty and derelict potentially. But no, I just think it looks really, really cool. So something I would like to try is this. I want to try and make something. I kind of want to try and do it. But I mean, Cherry's here. Cherry might be able to help out with some guidance on this. So use the pencil brush with opacity for details. Then the round soft brush with opacity measure on for softening surfaces and creating volume. That's the thing that I've not done much of, and I don't think I'd know how to do. And I want to try and make something. I mean, Portal, weren't you saying about you wanted your character in Hytale? Could we try and create a prop? Because I'm pretty sure they gave us the dimensions for props. Like, what would your character need that you don't think might be in like the default like editor? All my textures are hard pixel. I like my textures sharp. No, me too, dude. Me too. I don't know. I think I've shown you guys this before. There's somebody called... I need more than this one song, by the way. There we go. Oh my god, are they doing a South Park season of Fortnite? They are as well. On the 9th? Holy shit. Or is it an episode? No, surely it's a crossover season. No, surely not, because no, it can't be. Don't know. I don't know what that means, but damn. Right, real quick. Let me load up Blockbench. Need to hide some spoilers. Remove. I think that's all my spoilers gone. Yeah, cool. All right, nice. Yeah, so what we got here then is we've got a... there we go. We got this bad boy here. So this is the pigeon. This is the pidge from Hytale. So, I mean, we've had this thing added. So it says import attachments and all this sort of stuff. I feel like this has only come... I feel like this has come as part of the Hytale plugin, potentially. I'm not 100% sure. Oh, you got all the different animations here as well. Oh, can I play it? What about Death Fly? Oh my god. So does it just fall to the ground? So how does this look when you like click on the bones and stuff? Is it just really basic like keyframes? If I just crank this number up to like there, how would that look then? Yes, I mean the animations aren't like nutty for this. Maybe some of the other ones are a bit crazier, or are they all just quite simple keyframes? Like, what's this one? Left thigh. That is like tiny numbers. Yeah, it's like, it's really subtle. I guess that's the thing. Sometimes there is just a lot of like nuance in the subtlety of all of this. I mean, half of the stuff's not even moving. The legs are like wiggling just the teensiest bit. The chest doesn't have anything going on. The neck is not moving, apparently. The left wing is. But even then, it feels like the left wing is actually just moving the entirety. Oh, no, actually, it's the top half of the wing moving. Okay, yeah, maybe that top wing is as well. But it's just nuts. There's just all this stuff in there. But yeah, did Portal say what he'd want? Like, what do you need, Portal, for your vibe to work in Hytale? I was just thinking we can make something. So, like, you've got an iron sword here. So the textures for the iron sword, I'm pretty sure are... Was it 64 by 64, was it? It's in the blog post. Let me find it. Where is it? Yeah, prop and blocks. The density will be 32 pixels per unit. Whereas it's 64 for that. So when it says that, that means that it's like, so if you made a cube, like a block, then it would be 32 on each side. Glasses, maybe. Oh, dude, glasses are 100% in Hytale already. I don't think you have to worry about that. Glasses will 100% be in the character creator. I'd bet like a shit ton of money on that. I'm pretty sure it's even there already. I'm pretty sure we've even seen examples of it. I'm pretty sure Propsy wears glasses, right? Or goggles, maybe? But yeah, it might be cool to like try and make something. It's more trying to learn this style. Like, I don't know if you like, do you start with like your hard pixels and then you then blend the shit out of it? Like I want to make something. So if I go for Hytale prop, so this will be blocks and stuff like that. Just make prop, I suppose. There was a thing actually when you do that, prop, and it says modeling and style, and then there's modeling tutorial. Let's have a look at this and see what it looks like. Oh god, this is a long video.
Here I will just name it Golem Magma, for example.
I mean, I guess that's 64 texture because he's making something fresh.
The unwrap, and we will shrink that down. Space for presented with an empty scene. So we model facing south. So the blue line should be the front of my model.
Oh.
And north is...
Is that how it always is? Yeah, maybe it is.
So first thing I will do, I will just create a texture quickly. A blank texture. It's easier for me right now.
Okay.
I will make it quite big just because I need space for UV unwrap, and we will shrink that down later.
Okay, so there's no limitations on the upper side of it. It's just as a rule of thumb, the density is 64 by 64. Right. I don't know how I would keep track of that. Like if I can make the texture as big as I want, I don't know how I would know that. Like if you've got something that's a lot thinner width-wise, but then you've got something that's bigger, like do you stretch 64 across it, or?
We'll put a basic color, maybe some grayish brown like that.
Not sure.
And I will make my first cube. So you can see that in the plugin we have 3 options now.
So what's a null object? Is that just purely for rotations?
Quad, right? So I'm making a cube right now. So you see that it appears. The UV appears on my large texture, and what will make sure of is like I want to wrap it as a box for now.
Okay.
I will show why, and move it a bit more to the center, because in Hytale, so we will have the UV size locked to the size of the block. So if I paint anything on it, if I paint a beautiful smile. Like that.
God, so many pixels, dude. I find it so intimidating. Oh yeah, I was going to show you that thing as well. Speaking of the pixel count, where is it? Gosh, what's their name again? Is it Kaz? No, maybe it's not Kaz. I only followed them a little while ago. Hopefully the following list is in order. Is it Hatsuya? I think I might have already shown you this. It was Oh wait. Before we do all of that modding stuff, let's talk about this as well, because I think this is important to touch on. Let's have a nosy at this bad boy right here. Hello, Connor. Hello. I tell you what, I've just reminded myself that I need to make this. Hold on. Where is it? Let me grab this. I need the Hytale logo. There you go. I'm just going to quickly make an overlay saying, like, use my code at checkout. Just quickly do this. There we are. Keep forgetting to do that. Code at checkout. If I put on the smart thing. There you go. Sorry, I know none of you can see this. I'm just making a little something quickly. This might be too big for the screen, but we'll see. Let me just put an overlay on this. I mean, I can show you what I'm working on. I'm just making a little bit of this for a moment. Gradient overlay. I could probably even grab gradients from the website, hytale.com. Maybe if I just do a bit of this, go for that color there, go for that there, and go for that there, maybe. Oop. Yeah, I think it looks all right. I could probably swap that around. Yeah, that'll do. Oops. I think probably what I want to do actually is get rid of... Nice. And then... Yep. Turn this down to 30. Yeah, that'll do. Can I round the corners there? What's going to be an easy way of doing this? Maybe if I do this and then make a rounded square. Rounded square. Where is it? Like that. 10. That look any good? There you go. And then clipping mask. Yeah, that looks alright. It's good enough. But made in 10 minutes, looks alright. Well, not even 10 minutes. Made in a few minutes, looks alright. There we go. And then go boom, boom, boom. And then boop. Maybe if I put a Hytale partner in there as well. There we go. That'll do. Little drop shadow on this bad boy. Boop. Maybe get the darker color here. There you go. I feel like that works. Hytale code. So hopefully then, if I do this, I can just lob it on the screen while we're doing all this sort of stuff. Ready? Drag, drop. Did not export it with a PNG background. Good job, me. Good job. Good job, this guy. Export PNG. Hytale code. Try again. Bloop. There you go. I mean, honestly, that'll work there, right? Nice. All right, cool. Sorry. Just thought I'd get that out of the way. So yeah. Basically, this was announced the other day. So Hytale mods are coming soon with Hytale's launch right around the corner. We're excited to announce day one partnership to hytale.curseforge.com, which is nuts. So you can see that they've got like some examples up here of like the node editing and stuff like that. Server plugins, gameplay mechanics, art assets, worlds and prefabs. Like nuts. Yeah, they've already made a little green dog. Little green dog. But it's a really nicely designed page, to be fair. I like that it's gotten a lot of it. So you got visual scripting. You've got deeper mod API as well. This worm fella is a whole situation. Gosh. God, my throat's gone. So this is the part I'm interested in. So they've got, obviously, Tebex is partnering with Hytale to power all private server stores on launch. So I'm intrigued to know how they work and how they plug into servers. Is there going to be some kind of like pre-created store system where people can have a Tebex login and then you can then grant assets to a player as long as the server procs them as having purchased something? That's the thing that I'm not sure about. Then they got the Discord server as well. Not microtransactions. Well, the microtransactions will be on a per server basis. It's just the same with Minecraft. Like Minecraft doesn't have any microtransactions to just play the game, but your minigame servers and stuff like that all have their own little things going on. You know what I mean? But yeah. But hopefully this will allow people to monetize from day dot. But I'm assuming you can't. I'm assuming it won't be a case of you open up CurseForge, you choose Hytale, and then you can pay in the loader for mods. I can't imagine. I think this is all going to be kind of like off-sited somewhat, maybe. A store on the homepage of the game? No. I know that they have spoken, like they have an interest in putting a like access to this CurseForge mod list in game, like an actual mod menu and stuff, which I think would be good. I think that'd be really good. So these are the people that are working on mods at the moment. So let me see if I can pull up their names. Like, do they have Twitter handles? Software developer focusing on Minecraft mods. Okay, so what do you normally make? Can finally talk about this. Gracious to give me the opportunity to make mods for Hytale early. I already have 5 mods that will be released alongside Hytale on day 1. Jesus. What sort of stuff have they made previously then? I want to see like examples of their work. Oh, they replied to me. Nice. I guess, is it on their website? Mods, here we go. What mods have you made before? Oh, quite a few. Oh my god. Oh my god, loads. What the hell? So they made stuff to go with like create. Is that Cobblemon Go? Is that like a plugin, like an extra that goes alongside Pokemon, Cobblemon? This mod adds Pokemon Go inspired Pokestops to the world. Spin them to receive items and eggs. Oh no, it's its own thing. They made clumps. What's clumps? Clumps, here we go. What's clumps? Clumps groups XP orbs together into a single entity to reduce lag. Ah, very cool. Created 9 years ago. Last updated 19 days ago. So like that's super recent. They've got 81 mods they've created. Holy moly. That's nuts. JEI Tweaker. Trying to see if there's any of these that I recognize. I think Mod Tweaker I've seen before. Sevtech. Oh no, wait, that says by Darkosto. Is it they're a contributor to that maybe? Oh my word. Nuts. Okay, so that's what Jared's deal is. Oh, let me open this up. Because I think this had listed like the various mods that people are working on. Let's see. That might be a good thing to do actually, is doing mod coverage and stuff. I'll be my own little, what's his name? Echo Soldier. I'll be my own little Echo Soldier, but for Hytale. Hey Martin, hope you have a great new year. This is Specs, by the way, with a $5 donation. Thank you very much. Just want to say thank you for always putting a smile on my face, especially through this rough time. I really appreciate everything you do for the past 12 years I've watched. I hope everything's going well. Doesn't sound like it is, but just remember everything's finite. And that's not to sound morbid. That's more, it's the rule of 7 that I mentioned on the charity stream earlier last year, is like things can last for 7 seconds, minutes, hours, days, weeks, years, months. Sometimes you just need to be able to like, to be able to quantify it. It can make things seem like a lot less scary. You know what I mean? Oh, there we go. There's Hatsuya. So yeah, Hatsuya was making the lower res pack for Hytale. So you've got 32 versus 64. I quite like the 32, admittedly. I think the 32 stuff looks really, really cool. I'm really digging their stuff recently. Very much keeping an eye on their page. All right, we've got this person. So they said, the game systems are very modular, which makes adding and modifying content feel intuitive. Gosh. Creating new blocks and items only takes a few seconds, and it's great to get immediate in-game feedback as you iterate. That's one thing I'm hoping for, is that adding a block into the game, I really hope it's as simple as, like, define a recipe if it happens to have one, and then you put in a PNG, and then you tell it, like, oh yeah, this is just a regular box map, and then bam, you're done. You know what I mean? Because obviously making custom items and stuff or altering things via a resource pack is very like programming and code heavy at the minute, even though it's doing simple things in Minecraft. I've always found that to be kind of annoying. Right, we've got Dark Hacks. So what sort of things does Dark Hacks make? Oh, their website does not work. Are they maybe, I mean, I guess maybe they're on CurseForge, right? Let's have a look. Oh wait, darkhacks.net. Oh wait, here we go. Here we go. How do you just see like their page on there? Can you just see like their CurseForge page? CurseForge. Can you search by user on there maybe? Browse Minecraft. Dark Hacks. Trying to find their name. Or if I can find the name of one of their mods, maybe I do that. That might be easier. Craft Tweaker. Let's try that. Craft Tweaker. So Craft Tweaker is by Jared, who we saw a moment ago. I mean, unless they're also a contributor to that. I'm just trying to get a gauge of like what these people are currently making to get an idea of what they might be making for day one. And then Macaw, I've definitely encountered their mods before. So Macaw, here we go, Macaw on CurseForge. So Macaw's got some of the stuff we use for the Christmas SMP, Macaw's Holidays. There's a lot of like adding in custom structures and things, so like bridges, like holiday items, fences and walls. Like it's lots of that kind of stuff that they've added in before. So that's a name I've definitely seen before. So that's pretty cool. I'm digging the vibes on that. And then I think that was all of them. And then there was the person that I was talking to who was... Where are they? Oh, it was on Blue Sky that I was talking to them. I could have sworn that they spoke to me on Twitter as well. I thought they were going to be in the replies there. Unless it might be... No, because I guess it would just be on the main post, right? The replies. But yeah, so there you go. That's some more of the mod makers that are going to be there from day one. Very intrigued to see how that plays out. The thing I'm most intrigued to see is how... Because obviously like custom weapons and blocks and stuff like that is fine. I want to know how custom cosmetics will look. And by that, I mean more so like if you have a custom shirt or something like that. Do you essentially have to create like the equivalent of like a chest plate that's just like a pixel bigger than the regular one so that it like shrouds it and like goes over the base model? Or are we going to be able to have stuff in like the character creator that is made by us? You know what I mean? That's what I'm intrigued to know. I hope it will have more consistent version updates when it comes to modding. Like not modders needing to change small details every few versions. I would imagine that will be the case. Coming from a Hypixel team who have had to deal with all of Minecraft updates, and you know, realistically they've often just stuck in and stayed in single versions. I can imagine them definitely going down that route. I mean, that's one of the upsides to Bedrock, which I'll give it, is that in Bedrock you can make a map, it exists. And then when you launch it in a future version, if it's not supported, either stuff will auto-convert or it will essentially run like an emulation of that older version to make it work, which I think is pretty cool. So, yeah. So there you go. Right, let's have a look then. Let's see.
No, world and it's at the right size,
Let's
which
look at this.
always... About that, I will just... I will show why. And
So this is basically a video of one of the Hytale developers playing with the model maker.
Here, it shrinks the UV at the same time.
Ah.
Which always
I quite like
makes
that.
your geometry size consistent with the UV size, which avoids having very stretched pixels in the world, and you always have the same ratio of pixels. So ratio would be 32 by 32 for a furniture or a block, 64 by 64.
Are they really a game developer if you don't hear the bowl and the spoon on the table? I swear that's such like a game dev thing. In so many tutorials for programming, game dev, pixel art, whatever, everyone seemingly just has bowls of cereal on their table all the time.
Characters and attachments. So I can go around this limitation if I...
V was showing me a new tool they added specifically for Hytale that lets you smudge shaded areas to make individual solid shades smoother. Is that in Blockbench though? Is that in here? Like if I do a prop, if I'm making like a cube, right? I make a single cube, we'll make it, I guess, is it 32 by 32? Is that a single Hytale cube? That's the thing, I don't know. Or is that? I guess I know it sounds really stupid, but if I'm making a block, like what did they do at the start of theirs?
So
because I think there's also a thing where like is it in Animate? No, not in Animate. I swear there's a thing where you can like do a preview. So you can preview it in Hytale, like so. Oh no, okay, yeah, wait. So now we can have a look. So 32, 32, 32. Does that look right? Or is that still too big? Oh no, I think that looks right. So that this here would be a Hytale block. This is what a Hytale block would look like. so you can actually see it like in the world and get a feel for how it looks. I think so. I need to ask where it is specifically. Well, we can have a look. I just thought the painting tools were still just what exists at the minute. So we've got move, select, gradient, draw shapes, got stuff like that. I know that there are plugins for this, which is like, I think it's called like Brush Plus. Smudge Brush, that might be the one that we're using. Where's Smudge Brush then? Did that get added in as an option there? So you can change the brush shape. And then what else got added there? Trying to figure out like what else got trickled in there. By the way, let's flick through this.
Is it? Yeah. So we added more bug here. So it's alright. So you don't see it. You load any other model you have. Like I will load the player without the texture. I don't need the texture.
Oh, play with face. That's what I want. Does that come as part of a default collection or no? If I go to here, collections. Oh, so they must have something that already exists like that. No, maybe not. That's what I want. I want this. Just to get a sense of the scale of it.
So it would this outline by cleaning this and even work on it, but to
wait, what did they do there?
Clean your right click and remove attachments if you want to clean your scene, and you can see it in the outliner. Want to clean your scene.
Toggle attachments.
And you can see it in the outliner.
Interesting. So things that would exist inside of there.
Icon here, and you can see all the parts of your character.
So what?
And even work on it, but to avoid it, to make it confusing with your main model that you're working on, you can also hide it from the outliner and hide main model, and even work on it, but to avoid it, to make it confusing with your main model that you're working on, you can also hide it from the outliner and hide it from the view, right?
Oh. So what? So if you do that like that, oops, hold on, put that into there. And then do you make that an attachment, did it say? Put that into there, there you go. So that hides them there. Oh yeah, damn. Oh, that's pretty cool. So you can have stuff there invisible, but you can't necessarily select it and stuff like that. Interesting, okay.
Right. So it's quite flexible. So we keep improving that. Another thing, our clipboard, and I will load a reference image from steps here. That.
So he's got his reference image.
Quite,
so I've done reference images before.
I'm not sure superficate that copy of
I'm going to be like skipping through this only because I'm just sort of wanting to see if there's anything new that I've not necessarily seen before. It is interesting watching them like construct this kind of thing.
Terrible.
So he pulls together the golem, does all that. It's the texturing moment that I'm intrigued to see, though.
I will try to.
He's obviously got the side view as well.
I'm using a pen tablet, by the way. Yeah. It's not always easy to paint with Blockbench. I'm using it just for mocking it up while I'm just...
It'd be cool to have props that call to a player's skin somehow, like a doll / figures or heads on a spike. I think all of that will be possible.
Maybe.
I think it's going to be super versatile. I think in like multiplayer servers, the server owners would have to have those kind of cosmetics available and stuff like that. But generally, we're going to be able to kind of do whatever we want. I love how kind of like old school this feels initially. Like this feels like it could almost be a genre all of its own. It's getting to that blend, all this blend and stuff. I feel like you need to be like an illustrator to pull that off.
Select my leg.
That's the thing I'm worried about. That I'll never have that kind of skill set, I suppose.
Because PW function invisible. The alpha channel that we set when select to I responds to about too much.
I'm just trying to see where they start to
push that part.
Oh wait, here we go. So what they're doing with the brush?
Sometimes I turn opacity on, pressure opacity.
Oh, I see. But pressure opacity is because they're using a tablet, which won't work for everyone's cases.
So a bit of.
So is this what they're doing with the smudging?
A bit of.
I mean, I can try some smudging. Like, so say if I do this and if I do create texture, 32 by 32, sure. Let's go for flat texture. So that's what we got there. And then we go to brush and we can start drawing stuff on that. There you go. What kind of block could I try and make? What kind of block should we make, chat? We'll try and make something that looks like maybe an existent Minecraft block, but in the Hytale style, potentially. Do we try like a terracotta or something like that, like a glazed terracotta? I'm trying to think of what we could do. Or we can just do like another block, I don't know. Let's have a look. A brick? Yeah, we could try a brick. Minecraft brick texture. Let's have a look. Let's try and remember what the Minecraft brick texture looks like. I mean, part of me would almost want to edit this in like a sprite as well. Edit. Where is it? I swear there's a thing where you can edit in. I was so sure there was an option where you can edit a texture in another program. Gilded Blackstone. We could try that. Maybe Gilded Blackstone would be good. That Gilded Blackstone's a bit nutty, isn't it? Okay. I mean, to be honest, even Gilded Blackstone, I don't think I can even do it 16 by 16, let alone 32 by 32. Let's try and get some colors in here to start with then. Let's try and grab a bit of this. There you go. Get some of the darker colors. There you go. Oh gosh. Oh wait, so we got the brush in a minute. So we got the brush circle shape. So if I go bigger, how do you go bigger on the brush size? Oh gosh. I mean, I suppose you can just do it on here as well in the top corner. And I'm intrigued to know how they do the blending. Oh, smudge brush. Ah, okay, here you go. Suddenly how it starts to look a bit more. There's that awkward thing though, isn't there? Of trying to make it look. I'm trying to make it look Hytale, but without it just looking blurry. You know what I mean? That's the thing I think I'm going to struggle with. Let's see if they do it in the video. See if there's any. I mean, a lot of it seems as though nobody's actually doing it in Blockbench, right? They're kind of seemingly doing it in Photoshop, and they're also doing it with tablets and stuff. I mean, again, this is the thing of these people are actual artists, whereas I am very much a pleb trying to do something. Oh, look at that. Immediately it just looks fucking crazy good. Can you change the width of the smudge brush? You can, yeah. You can basically change the size of it. It's interesting that it is then pulling somehow a blue from there, which I don't really know how it's doing that. I suppose actually you'd have to move the whole thing up if I wanted to do that. What's this short? Oh, there's not a shortcut key for it. It's quite strange how it's doing that, actually. I think it's because it is smudging from the edge, but it's pulling from the UV map in the top left corner instead. Okay, interesting. Right, let's delete that. Let's start fresh. 32. Boom, 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 boom. Maybe I should try making something different. Maybe I should try making like a table, for example. Maybe I'll try that. Maybe if I try to make like a prop, that might work more in my favor. Boop, boop. Yeah, that's a good point, actually. Maybe I make something that's a bit more like an item from from another game. Like, what can I make? I mean, I could try and make like the Minecraft enchantment table. That might be fun. Minecraft enchantment table. And we try and make like a Hytale looking version of it. That could be interesting. Trying to think. So if that is, let's get that to 32 to begin with. So let's start with this. We'll make the color just like the placeholder color like that. This doesn't need to be exact, by the way. It just needs to be a bit of a vibe. There you go. And then we want to go, we need the book. We'll try and have the book be open. Color orange. It's going like this, going like that. Oops. I feel like that kind of vibe would be good. Something like that. I suppose what you'd actually want to do is... How does it look in Minecraft, actually? I guess you want to change where the pivot point is to across to the center there. Annoyingly, it's like just off, though. And just change it to 32. No, 31.5 maybe? No. 32.5? No. How is it like just off? Because look, if I rotate that now. Well, then maybe that's not the worst, actually. Let's try that, and then we'll go this way with this one. Because then if this one was rotated this way... Oops. No. That way and that way. There is a little bit of like Z fight in there, but... that might actually look alright. Suppose if I go top down, where is it? Like that. Is that book 1, book 2? Let's get rid of the preview for a second. Boop. There we go. Oh god. Who's that? Little Dinger. Thank you very much for the 59 months, dude. Welcome back. Maybe just to make this cleaner, let's just do that to there to there. Because then they're actually both snapping where they ought to be. And then is there a way... I've always wondered with Blockbench, is there an easier way of moving the pivot point? You know what I mean? Like sometimes I want to just move the pivot point to like a specific spot. Like I want to move it to like a hard edge or a corner or something. Is there any kind of plugin that helps with that pivot? Bone view. Nah, that's not really what I'm thinking. Do a spine for the book. It feels like it fits the Hytale style. Yeah, I mean, guess what I could do for the spine is I could do this. I could do that. Crunch that into there. And that could be a whole separate cube as well. Because then if these two, I can get them on the right pivot point, then I want them to flex from there. So I need the pivot point to go from, yeah, from here. This is where I'm looking. Oh God. Ah, see, it does that shit. I find it so annoying, dude. Why can't That must be it now. Okay, that's looking okay now. Click on that there. Put that on there. Right. Does that work now? Nope. Pivot point's not still quite where I want it. Where is it? So I need to move it up to there now as well. Okay, there we go. Now we can try doing this to there. Rotate. It's a bit weird, but I'll take it. Probably grow this way. Or we can just grow the whole thing. Do we do... oh, I guess we don't have this, actually. So normally in Minecraft, if you want to just kind of get around these cornery bits, you normally do like... you do like inflate, which helps just blow everything up just a teentiest little bit. But that's not going to work here. Is that going to look weird? God, how does a fucking book spine look again? I feel like I'm forgetting. Like, would that book spine look mad, or is that all right? It just looks huge, doesn't it? Feels extra. You know, I'll take that for now. Which one has the correct rotation? It's that one there. So if I do this, duplicate, then flip X, then move it all the way over to here. Hopefully then that is going to rotate that way how I want it to. Sure. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this, shrink this down to there. And then that starts there. I can have another one. That one's going to rotate to there. I'm just going to have a couple pages for it. There you go. Yeah, we got a little something going on there. And then I guess what I need to do is I need to start grouping these then. So everything here, pop in a group. So this is book. And then each of these pages needs to be their own bone, I'm pretty sure. That's how animation works. Page 3. That one's there. Page 2. Then page 1. There you go, page 1. And then this can be its own thing. So bulk left. It would have a bit of Z fighting though. Well, that's the thing. I don't know if Hytale has Z fighting, because Minecraft Java does, but Minecraft Bedrock doesn't. So I'm not entirely sure how they deal with it. You'd like to think that they won't, because who wants, like, nobody wants Z fighting. You know what I mean? I don't think the spine needs any animation. So we'll leave that there. We'll just call that spine. Then you got the book there like that. So the book has its own thing. Book's got its own center pivot point. So then I can actually do this and I can hover it up and around and stuff as I want to, which is good. So let's get rid of all that. And then let's do... just call that base. Suppose I can just do that. There you go, nice, cool. Move the whole thing over. So then looking at this now then in the Hytale terrain, scale wise, if I put a Minecraft player in, are they about the same size? Nope, they are fucking massive. Fine. That's fine. I suppose it makes sense. Everything's like twice the size in Hytale, isn't it? By default. Okay. So let's do all that. So I'm guessing is my thing that I would do now. I would do create texture, 32, texture, leave everything as it is. Box UV, I suppose, might be best thing to do. There we go. Now do I just start drawing on everything? I suppose, actually, before I do that, I suppose this here doesn't need to be quite as big, does it? Oh, no, I guess it can be. I tell you what I might do. I might shrink this down like that. Move it by 0.5. Yeah, I like that. And then move it by 0.5. This one here, shrink. Shrink by 1, move by 0.5. I just want it to feel smaller than the rest of it. I feel like those could be a bit smaller as well. Actually, no, we'll sod it. We'll leave it as a chunky board. It doesn't need to be perfect. Okay, cool. Right, now we'll do that. Create texture, boom. So then we got our big boy texture up there. Now we just got to figure out how we're gonna do this. So I suppose what I'll do as a starting point is I will. I guess I'll just start off simple, right? So go to paint. We'll get. Can we? Is there a color picker? So if I do pick screen color, can I do that? Okay. See what I'll do. I'll do paint element. There you go. Right, there we are. And then I want to do maybe what I'll do is I'll do it all as like hard pixels for now. And then we'll figure out the rest from there. So if I do maybe in a bigger brush size, but have it be a square brush size. Yeah, let's try that. So pick screen color. So bam, bam, bam. And get this kind of color going on here. Oops. Sure. That doesn't feel tall enough, does it? That's fine. In fact, actually, how does it compare to a regular block? Let's remove the texture from that. How do you just remove a texture? Texture default. I don't want any texture on it. Oh, I don't know. Fuck it. Suppose let's hide the book for now. We'll just purely focus on this. There you go. And then we go boop boop. Oh, no, that didn't work either. Hold on. We go boop. Boom. Yeah. Oops. Like that. I guess I've got to then copy this to there. Is that right? Sure. There we are. Nice. Then what's nice is because that brush size is 2, we can then go down to 1 if we really wanted to. Let's go for some smaller stuff, but we'll wait for a second. Get a darker color here. Do like the idea of this pinching in on the corners. Sure, let's try that. I guess what it is, I'm kind of hoping that I can just copy paste this on all the corners and hopefully it works. Yeah, let me see. Hold on, let me see if I can do this in A-Sprite, because I feel like A-Sprite I'm gonna be able to edit stuff so much quicker. Preferences, settings, paints, application, external, application. Where is it? Where do you choose it? How to use external application, Blockbench, textures. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? I mean, I suppose I can just open the texture in thingy. Let me save this to somewhere. Let me go to where is it? Program, Blockbench, 2026, Hytale, enchantment table, enchanter, both. Enchanter, Blockbench, 2026, Hytale, enchantment table, boom. All right, cool. And if I open up a sprite, hopefully I can then edit stuff from there. Sorry, chat, give me 2 seconds. Blockbench, boom, 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 boom. Got it, right. Nailed it. I found it. I found it. Where's my camera? We'll go for the top one. Right. I just feel like oh gosh. I feel like I've just got a better shot of doing this. That there. Paste. You just do everything so much quicker, and then whenever I save stuff, then it'll appear on the table, hopefully. Yeah, nice. Just got to figure out where you go, buddy. I suppose if I just do flip horizontal, that should be good. Yeah, cool. Oops. Oh, wrong one. Is that how that works? So which one's missing then? It looks like one corner is missing. Is that one there? I don't think it's exact, but fuck it. We'll take that. All right, cool. What else do we need? I suppose part of it is just like figuring out where to actually draw these things. Is there like a rectangle tool? Draw shape. Square. There it is. If I just get this across here. I suppose you can just do it across the whole thing, right? There you go. You want to sort of go there, there. I'll take that. Then we can go slightly darker here. Then what I'll do is I'll just try and do basic texture in here for now, and then just sort of see how this pans out. Oops. It's a very awkward angle to do this from, but it's fine. Having that higher pixel density as well is quite nice, because then you don't have to be quite as perfect with it. So if I save that, and then can I reload this texture? Can. So I can just do a little cheeky copy paste there. Sure, that works. I swear to God I hear fireworks right now. Cool. Sweet. And then I'm just so intrigued now to know, like, if I get this smudge brush, I've got to like here and do this. How effective does that look, or does it just look really blurry? It's probably quite aggressive at the minute, but still. It's hard to know, isn't it? It's hard to know whether this is just making it look like, it almost just makes me want to just put a Gaussian blur on like everything. You know what I mean? Just blur the shit out of it all and then just round it off afterwards. Yeah, I mean, it's losing a lot of definition. But I am just being a bit silly with it at the minute. But also, like, it doesn't look the worst. I thought Hytale was cancelled. Have I missed a major plot point? Yeah, big time. Yeah, it's been a busy 4 or 5 months, Clover. So long story short, Simon, Hypixel himself, purchased Hytale back from Riot Games for probably an obscene amount of money. Has pulled together developers old and new. They have taken the many fragmented versions of Hytale that existed in development, weaved them all into one single thread, like one nice web, and essentially pulled together what will hopefully be the catalyst point, a starting point for Hytale as a whole. So it all seems it all seems very exciting. The game is out in literally a week, so there's a ton of information. If you go to hytale.com, you can have a look at it there as well. I might even just close this and not commit those saves, those changes. Can you make a radial symmetry for all 4 corners? I don't know what that means. I'm not sure what that means, dude. Feel free to elaborate. I'm all ears. I mean, I could, inside of this software, actually start thinking about the darkening and the textures and stuff like that for here. I start just drawing some shapes in. Just symmetry to 4 points, so you don't have to draw 4 similar diamonds. Yeah, we probably can. It's just, I'm new to this kind of like workflow, I suppose. Like, I've done pixel art before, but I've never really done texture work before all that much. It's not the worst thing in the world to try and do this at the minute. Like, what kind of tools are there in Sprite for like texture stuff? Like, if I select all of this and then do that, I'm intrigued what they've got. Is that bucket tool? That's a bucket tool. They do have a blur tool. That does feel quite nice. Just little single clicks here and there. Even if you just take like this here. But yeah, I think I know Sprite for sure has some like symmetry tools. I'm just not super versed in a lot of that stuff. See how that looks in here. See the occasional things about Vintage Story, and it's super cool. Will I find spare time and money? We'll see. Yeah. I mean, if you do, there's a little thing in the bottom left corner. If you do happen to pick up Hytale, they've got creator codes for anybody who was on the Hypixel server as a content creator, or even some people who have only ever covered Hytale prior to its release next week. And yeah, if you pop my little name at the checkout, that'll be splendid. Where's that smudge tool gone? Where was it? Oh, blur tool. What else they got? Jumble tool. What's that do? Ooh. Now hold on a minute. That's got a little bit of a vibe to it. Little tattered edges. It's starting to look kind of cool, right? It's looking all right. Can you do a... If I do tolerance of 10. And then I bring in the blur tool. I guess what you don't want to lose is the strength of it. So if on the layer underneath, I then fill it in with... Is that filling it in? What layer are we on? Oh, that's why, because the layer was on the wrong layer. The layer was on the wrong layer. Oh, just really like it was. Unless I do this, unless I then remove that pixel. Oops. Keep those harder edges there. And if I copied this to all four corners, but retain some of that brightness on the corner there. Oops. I probably want to blur this bit out a bit. What's the tool button? Ah, okay. Mm-hmm. I'm just trying to make something that kind of semi-resembles it. It looks very low, doesn't it? I almost need to bring this whole thing up. Raise the entire thing and give this boy some more depth at the bottom. Or probably the easier way to do this would be to cheese it a little bit by doing this and giving this fella his own unique spot. So move that down to there. Move these boys just over here, and then just give them a bit of this element. Hey, hello, Violet. How are you? Violet, I'm trying but failing miserably to try and do something in the Hytale style. If you've got any tips at all, please put me out of my misery. But I'm just sort of, I'm messing and tinkering right now. Like I mean, you've seen my efforts at pixel art and stuff before. Like it's, there's some skill there, but really not very much at all. Just sort of trying to do what I can. I like to outline my shapes first, then use selector tool and freely paint without going outside of any lines. Outline your shapes first. I mean, I did that initially with like blocking out some of these spaces and stuff. But do you mean more so like say an A sprite? Do you mean almost like doing like this and then you can then work inside of here without fear of doing stuff? You can use your soft brush easily without bleeding into other parts. Yeah, that's a good shout. To be fair, I've not spent a ton of time actually looking at the blog post, which I maybe should have done. Where is it? Models for Hytale. Because there was this blog post, wasn't there, where they showed off a lot of this sort of thing. Like, do you think, would it be better for me to do that kind of thing? So actually drawing in drop shadows of sorts and then using a blend brush there, like a rounded blend brush. I avoid A-Sprite since it's not great at painting, more just pixel art. So what do you use then? Do you use... I mean, I was just using A-Sprite just because I find it really fiddly trying to do anything. Like drawing in the UV map here, I always find a little bit claustrophobic. Especially when it comes to moving anything around, like literally moving any elements about. Use paint.net. Paint.net. Let's have a look at that. Paint.net. So what's paint.net then? Is this just like is this just MS Paint on crack? Maybe I try again with a different boy. Let's try that. Let's try making another boy. Maybe I'm skipping too far ahead. Ooh, that's kind of interesting. Let's just create a fresh texture for this. Boom. Oh wait, create texture, box UV, boom. Let's start fresh. So, I mean, I am familiar with like Photoshop as well as the thing. Like Photoshop tends to be my boy. In fact, why is that inheriting a texture? Can I not just create a texture for it? Blank. I suppose that's making a blank one just for that. I do create texture. Parasite. It does seem to just be pulling stuff from it, doesn't it? It's a free Photoshop alternative. Oh, okay. I mean, I do have Photoshop. I've not used it very much. Where is it? So yeah, I guess if I take this one here. By the way, Violet, where is it that you select the external editing for a texture? Because I know that I set that up previously and I could not for the life of me find it. Like, I really couldn't find it. I went on application and thought it was under application. I looked under general, couldn't see it there either. There's a streamer mode. That's interesting. I can't seem to find it. Controls, grid snapping, defaults, maybe? No, I don't see it there either. Export, maybe? Just don't see it. I just don't see the option for it. I can have a look at Photoshop, see how that feels. I've just never really done pixel art in Photoshop before. I'll tell you what I'll do actually. Let's get rid of that. Let's do that. I'm gonna save this as is. Oh, I don't know how you've lost your texture. Oh, it's because you're trying to do that. There you go. I mean, I could even try and do the enchantment book. Let me try that real quick. So if I do enchanting table Minecraft images, bang. I just have this here. Do just a cheeky color pick to get the base page color. I just do connector colors. There you go. Just a bit of a screen pick for that one. Let's go for a square brush. Just so I've got some colors there. What other colors have we got? We got that one there as well. All right, cool. So if I save that there, let's open this up in Photoshop real quick. Open with Show in Explorer. That's what I want. Okay, there we go. Yeah, I think this is why I've never used this before. Can you hide the grid on here? Let's try playing with the page. So brush wise, I mean, they've got the pencil tool actually, so that'll be fine. Whoever at Photoshop changed it so that G now automatically goes to gradient as opposed to paint bucket. And when you simply press G, you do that. You have to do Shift G now to get paint bucket. It drives me mad. Control S and it updates simultaneously, but it becomes kind of annoying once you do an edit in Blockbench and have to reopen a new instance in Photoshop. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. So I guess in this case, so I'm doing... oh gosh. Oh, fuck me. This fucking paint tool, man. That is the darker one, right? Oh no, that's the darker one. God, it really doesn't look it from there. Hold on. So I guess even just kind of trying to mimic what they do in that other video, or in the example one. If I just have loads of these like this, if I increase the brush size. If I just go like this on a few of them, I guess I'm trying to want to understand the logic of it. So they go like that, and then they do like this. They're essentially doing that, right? And then is it they're using the blur tool? I mean, my blur tool's massive. Like really huge, Jesus. Soft round. See, that's not actually doing what I hope it would. Maybe I almost need to pull their example from the website so I can maybe see a closer one-to-one of it. Maybe we'll try that. What is he using? Pencil brush and then round soft brush. And that's with opacity pressure on. But you must, I mean, the thing is I do have a tablet. That's the thing. Using Blockbench for all texturing in their brushes and tools have gotten better. Yeah, I mean, I got a plugin called Smudge Brush. That was something that I did. Let's save that texture there. Refresh. So let's have a look. So if I was doing this here, for example, I go for Smudge Brush. That's massive. So do I just go for round? I almost want to like mimic what they do. Let's try that real quick. Let's just fill this all in. I'm just going to straight up copy what they do, just so I can actually like do a proof of concept. Right, if I... Alright, and then one more color pick on that. Okay, so they've got that there, and then they've got their darker color on the bottom edge. And they seemingly have it, so it's quite like a thing like that. Right, so I've got that. And then they take the... So you take the smudge brush. Like, do you need to like lower the... Do you need to like lower the strength of it maybe? To like there maybe? Is that looking like a vibe? Yeah, I can kind of see it. For some reason that texture is upside down. Oops, hold on. I don't think it's the smudge brush they use. Do you reckon they're... Oh no, I think it does say smudge brush, doesn't it? Hold on. Oh no, I guess it's their. Oh, so what they? Oh no, it is. So it's not the smudge brush. Sorry, what they're doing is they're doing that. They're color picking from there. Although I don't know actually in this very moment right now. I don't know what state I'm in. Am I in brushing? Yeah. Yeah. So what they're doing is they're taking that color there, then they're doing opacity pressure. But I guess I just have to do it a bit more manually. And they're going for with a round of brush and going like that kind of thing. That seems to be kind of what they're doing. Maybe I do just need to crack out the tablet again. The tablet is just there. It's just folded around the corner. Their brushes also have softness. Oh, do they? Oh, yeah. Oh, softness percentage. What would I want to go for on that? I wonder if there's ways of like quick binding like certain strengths and stuff. Is he trying to draw with a mouse? I am, yeah. I do have a tablet, a big boy one, but obviously I hadn't anticipated I'd be doing quite this much today. I want to go there, there. Yeah, I can kind of see. It feels like it's kind of coming together a little bit. Yeah, I've gone very aggressive on that side, but still. Yeah, I guess that's something that would be quite nice, actually, is... Because if every time I've got to go, right, that back up to full, that to 50, that to 0, right, and then I want the square brush. Something like this, it would really benefit from having... They're also using a bigger brush size, do you reckon? What size are they using, do you think? It doesn't look massive on what they're doing. Maybe the brush size is a tad bigger. Can't be more than 2 though, right? Because look, problem is you can't see their brush size when they're doing it on the example. Let's go down to like that. Put the softness up to 60. And we'll try this. I genuinely don't think they're using a bigger brush size. Because otherwise you'd be painting way too much in one go. I mean, I can try and mimic the actual one they do 1 for 1. Where is it? If I literally do this, I'm just going to try and literally recreate the shape of the one that they do. Right, hold on a minute. So, this is about as close as we can get. Oh, I've lost that darker shade now, though. Let me get this color pick. So they have it staircasing from there, so it goes across to there, down by a few pixels. I think it goes to there. There you go. It's something like that, roughly. So that's what they start with. It looks like 3 or something, probably an even softer brush. I guess I don't fully understand what softness means. Is softness kind of like more the blur effect? Oh, wait, what was that? If you click on the arrow next to the brush icon. Oh. Oh, that's cool. Can you quick swap between them like that? That would be cool if you can do like Shift B to swap between them. Pixel perfect brush. Okay. Oh gosh, that is a bit intense, isn't it? Maybe if I do that, but I'll bring the brush size down to like 3. Oh yeah, just kind of look. And then did they ever do anything on the top end, or is it only ever on the bottom? They do seem to still do a lot of blurring on the top end as well as the thing. That's the thing. I think that's the bit that's surprising me. Or is that actually a smudge tool they're doing? So look, so they've got, if I make it more central. So like there, it looks like they're using the color picking here, and they're going like this on it. And then what are they doing here? They draw their outline. So they're just bloating it out there. And then how did we suddenly get here? This is the thing I always find with tutorials, like they go 1, 2, 12, 13. Like what happened to stages 3 through 11? I feel like we've missed a step, or 12. Suddenly the whole top thing's good. And is this an example of what not to do? Because that looks a bit mad, doesn't it? But then having said that, then the final version does look like that. I mean, the real answer to all of this is that I'm just absolutely not cut out for this. I so wish I was. Because there's definitely looks more like a blur, doesn't it? Towards the end, like a smudge. Oh, so you can actually add the brush preset as well. Cool. So if you select inside of there, then can you do it? Oh, I guess I want to select inside of there instead. Does that keep it inside the zone? It does. I mean, that looks okay, doesn't it? I think my worry is that I'd have confidence in like little individual bits, but then I think I'd get to the end of doing something like this and I'd be like, oh no, actually this just looks blurry as fuck. You know what I mean? Like I'd be past the point of no return. I just need a lot of practice with it. Shouldn't we start by clicking on the red rather than the brown? I mean, I'm just sort of messing at this point. I'm just sort of spitballing. I mean, even with like this texture here, let's move around a little bit. So which side is this? Let's just get a color check. Which side are we on? We're on... Oh, I suppose we're on that bottom bit there, aren't we? I guess it's more of the top half I want. Which one are we on? We're on the bottom one. Like with that sort of thing, like do you want to have like a lighter thing on the top? You know what I mean? Has somebody smushed a cherry into your enchanter book? What's the deal here? You know what? I'll take that because that is actually from a cherry cake. So I think we've done our job here today, chat. We're looking good. We've nailed it. Don't know, man. Luxus just needs legs. What, the table or the or this? There you go. There's the legs you want. Oh, I thought changing the preset would then move it around a lot. Oh wait. So I think what it does is it's retaining the settings that you had it on a moment ago. So you can hop between them. Interesting. There you go. Then you can go for the smooth brush. There you go. I've got a little emogas. Okay. Yeah, I think I need to have a proper play around with this. I think I think it's the brush swapping I'm finding really frustrating. Like it feels like it's more I want to do more keybinds as opposed to anything else. And it probably is possible. Does Blockbench have texture for textures have layers? Not really. I think it does technically, but yeah, it's more. I know I can set the presets for the brushes. It's more. Can you keybind them? Key bindings. Paint. So you got brush shape, shape type, blend mode, fill mode. Preset, brush. Yeah, I'm not seeing it in there. Well, either way, we've made a janky little looking boy. I feel like, doesn't the enchantment table normally have like a big circle in the middle or something? Where is it? Yeah, it does. That's like a darker circle in the middle of it. Let's get rid of the book for a second. Let's try drawing a shape. What we got? Ooh. Oh, it draws from the center. Oh, interesting. Maybe I've passed even lower. Gosh, how low does the opacity need to go for this to work? Oh, yeah, there you go. Oops. That looks off-center, doesn't it? Pretty sure it is. Where'd the book go? Why is the book invisible? Why is the book invisible? Huh? Where's the book invisible? Where'd the book go? The book is still there. It's still clickable. It's just, and the UV map says it has its textures. The book booked it, yeah. No kidding. You guys ate the book. How dare you? Maybe if I just like reload it. Oh, it's because I've got streamer mode on. Oh, weirdly, when you have streamer mode on, it hides Hytale. What? Or Hytale thingy. Oh, that's weird. It's a weird little quirk with it. Look, so you got Hytale options there, and then the moment that you go to preferences and put on streamer mode, it hides it for some reason. Hytale just vanishes. I don't really know who I'd tell that to. Maybe I just quickly poke them on, I guess, like, maybe Thomas Frick, would he be the one? Probably because Hytale pre-release. I wouldn't imagine so. Yeah, I guess I'll leave it, and if I notice it's a persistent problem, then I'll do that. Oh, book is back. Book is back. All right. Let's get a little. Oh, is it on Pixel Perfect? It is, yeah. Make a silly book. I don't really know what I'm doing at this point. I'm just goofing. It's your healing. Oh, gosh. God, it's really intense, isn't it? Yeah, whatever. All good. Oh. How have I lost? No, wait. Oh, where's it gone? Yeah, this is what I mean. I find Blockbench janky and just a bit weird to draw textures in. I find it fiddly. The brushes are quite nice, but the rest of it just I think I get too triggered by it. But hey, that's my first attempt at making something for Hytale. Does take some getting used to, yeah. I suppose it's one of those things. I guess I'll just sort of see how where everything takes me. My on smooth brush. Which side of that is it? Oh yeah, I suppose there is a noticeable difference between those two. I was saying earlier on, Violet, that there's this thing with textures for this, and also they seem to take transparencies, which I find very annoying. Where it's going to be really hard to know, like, what just looks blurry and what actually looks okay. You know what I mean? I don't like that it adds transparency, though, to the texture. That's goofy. When you put the transparency there for the smooth brush, I'm not looking to blur out the area. I'm looking to do more... just blending of the edges and stuff. I found the Hytale character button in the preview options, like the Minecraft player one. Where's that then? Because inside of here for add element, I don't see it. Yeah, whereabouts did you find it? Hytale character button. What do you mean in here? Because there's Minecraft player, but not Hytale. It's the middle preview button. Middle preview button. What do you mean? Oh, this one. Oh, Hytale player. Ah, yeah. Cool. This is what I was saying that I wanted. I wanted this model here available, like literally just this shape. You don't need any more detail on it. I just need this. as like an export. I suppose you can almost like make your own one and just like sync it all up. You know what I mean? And sort of just like quickly pull this together. I feel like this would be so handy. I suppose it's quite hard to do that actually because you can't see the transfer. I just tried changing the preview into like wireframe and stuff, but that doesn't particularly help. It gets gobbled up by this bad boy. But you've got to just eyeball it a bit more. Yeah. I suppose this would actually benefit me. Because I'd like to be able to pull the model that Violet made for me out of, because I think that was in like Modelbench or some really old software like that. It does like the knees hinge as well. This is a whole nother knee joint there. Shouldn't you be able to change its opacity? What, of the model? No. Doesn't seem to. Oops. I'll get you a new one ready for day one. I mean, that would be amazing. You can absolutely feel free to literally reuse the old one. I have the files if you still need that. I've been basically at the moment I have just been posing it in Modelbench. I had to track down that software and get the old version of it. Got your cosmetics ready. Ooh, that's exciting. I don't think I mentioned that to chat. I didn't know how under wraps that was. Do you want to explain to chat what it is you've done? I was keeping that secret. Not because I was wanting to do the reveal myself or anything, but more just I didn't know what was allowed to be said publicly and things. See, that almost looks like slightly wider as well, doesn't it? It's like it's almost like out by one. See how this looks next to it. Oops. Yeah, it looks all right so far. But yeah, I had asked the art team on Twitter whether we could get this, basically, get this model just for like the purposes of like making cosmetics, like for making like, you know, headbands and stuff. Oh, okay. You can announce that you're working on a mod now. You can't explicitly show anything. Okay, fair. I mean, I suppose I could even use... I guess I can use this. It's just you've got to build it all off center, which is a bit annoying, isn't it? And then put a little tilt on it. See, this is more my pace. This is more my skill set. How do you feel, Violet? I don't know how often you used to use it, but did you used to use inflate very much? Because I used to find that to be a bit of a lifesaver, honestly. It's just called stretch. Oh, is that what that is? Oh, so that will retain the texture and everything. Oh, and you can do it uniform. So how does it work for like, so if you do this? Oh, interesting. Does that allow you to do the same as before when you could do inverted vertexes and stuff, or faces? Is it vertexes or faces? I'm not sure. Also, this is a thing that I struggle with, Violet. If I want to move the pivot point to a hard edge, is there a way of doing that? So for example, for the rotation, if I wanted to just have it hinge on this line here or whatever, is there a way to move it to a hard edge? Because I feel like that's a thing that everyone would love. Because look, you'd snap that way and it's a little bit over. Snap this way, you're a bit under. So then you do like a shift thing. Because I love vertex snapping. Like vertex snapping is great. I just can't understand. You just usually eyeball it. Yeah, I'd love it if that was a thing. Like, even if you can just say, like, oh, move. Oh, wait. Oh, no, that was just... Was that choosing itself? Wait, hold the fuck on. Wait a minute, wait. Fuck off, I found it. Okay. You can just use vertex snapping to move the pivot point. Oh my god. Oh my god. Then I can now move it across the left. Oh my god. Okay, right. Game changer. Oh my god, I don't have to eyeball it anymore. Oh my god. Okay, good. Well, today we learned, chat. If I got anything from this stream, it was that knowledge. Holy shit. I mean, it doesn't move with it, but that's good enough for me. Holy shit. That's excited me a lot. God damn. I mean, to be honest, I guess what you do for this headband here is you do that, wouldn't you? You probably have it as a big plane. Then you texture it and do your own thing with it. I create... Oh, no, not texture. Create texture. Bam. Yeah. The little button on with a box. No, yeah, I'm aware that centers it, but that only centers it to the element, which I do use at times. But say, for example, for like the pages on the enchantment table earlier on, I want it on the hard edge rather than the center of the whole object. But at the very least, I can at least now get it on this hard axis there. Then I can then like now manually move it across that axis, which is just like, oh my god, it's the best thing. That's actually made me very happy. Like, really, really happy. That's really good. All right, nice. Gosh, is that how small the texture is? Why does that look so weird? Is it because it's half height? Ah, it is. That explains it. What can I do here? There we go. And if I then get the smooth brush, choose full black again. Way lower opacity. Yeah, now on this thing you would do like start with a pixel brush. Does that not get rid of it? Oh, it's because it has the underside as well. Delete that. Using the prop dimensions, that's why the texture size looks a bit weird. Oh yeah, yeah, true. I mean, I'm not trying to make anything major out of this. I think I'm just trying to get used to tinkering with it. So you could probably get more fidelity, wouldn't you, on the other one? Can you do it so you can only do it on... I guess I'd have to do it here, right? I'd have to manually select the space like that. Yeah. Oh, excuse me. Can you with this? You can. Yeah, cool. I think I'm just like trying to play around with the tools and get used to them a bit more. I wonder why they didn't put the actual posable character model inside the example files. I'm not sure, and I asked them for it. I don't know whether they misunderstood what I was asking for when I asked. But the fact it exists, is this fella right here. I think they were worrying that we were asking for like every body type and stuff, you know what I mean? But it's not what we were going for. Let's try and do this with the smooth brush. Yeah, look, there's a vibe to that. I mean, obviously the pixel density is a bit too high, but too low even, so it looks very big and blocky. But made a thing, made a little headband. Yeah, that's all right. That's a little thing. And go lighter, go for super low opacity, and then just, oops. Oh, way low, way low. Yeah. Character dimensions are here, so we can at least make things for now. Yeah. They require additional work once it gets added into the game. Yeah. Hopefully not a crazy amount though. Like, part of me would just assume that it's going to be kind of like adding stuff in via a resource pack in Minecraft, right? Doing a God, my brain is just not with it today. Just doing like model declaration, coordinates declaration, and just sort of saying where it sits on the player, and then it'll be the bones of the character will dictate how it moves and stuff, I suppose, rather than anything else. Let's do that. Where's the bottom of that? Oh, I see that sharing the texture at the top there. That's fine. All good. Right. I'll tell you what, chat. I think that might be done. Me done, shall I say, for today. Let me just save that. Well, we've had a little tinker. We've had a little play. So basically, a week from today, Hytale drops. Hytale releases a week from today, which is crazy. And I think basically my plan is to just kind of enjoy the game and have fun with it. I don't think I'm going to try and jump into like modeling and mods and animation and everything straight away. I just kind of want to play the exploration mode and just sort of drink it all in for the first time, you know what I mean? And that's just kind of where I'm going with it. I think today was more just kind of wanting to digest everything that I've seen, maybe get more familiar with it, so I can maybe make a little update video for people. So like going into Hytale next week, they know exactly what's coming and what's available and all that sort of stuff. And yeah, just I think today was just been a bit of a vibe. I feel like I didn't do anything productive today, but at least I feel like I've now got my head around a few more of the tools in Blockbench for potential future stuff. And yeah, we're all good. I think tomorrow's live stream should be quite fun. My plan is to potentially check out 2 demos, maybe only just the one. So I've got the demo for this game here. It's called like Elliot. The Adventures of Elliot, which is like I think it's a HD 2D RPG kind of game, which the demo has been very well responded to from what I've seen on socials. So basically, I want to play that demo, but the big demo that drops tomorrow is the Dragon Quest VII, like reimagined thing that's coming out. But I'm assuming that demo won't drop until. Actually, no, maybe it will drop at midnight. Maybe, I'm not sure, but we'll see. We'll figure it out. But let's go and raid somebody, shall we? So I'll be back tomorrow. We'll play those 2 demos later in. Oh, actually, no. I tell you what, that's a lie. That's a big fat lie. Sorry, tomorrow's bingo. We're doing bingo tomorrow, everybody. Sorry, tomorrow's bingo. Thursday, we can play those demos. Then I'll be live on Friday. Won't be live Saturday. And then we'll be back on Sunday, Monday, probably for some more Hytale hype up. And then Tuesday will be Hytale releases. My plan on Hytale Day, basically, is that it's going to release at 3 p.m. UK time. I normally go live at 4, so I'll go live an hour early. And I think I will basically just stream up until my bedtime. So I'll literally stream from like 3 till like 10, maybe 11, depending on how I'm feeling about stuff. But yeah. And aside from that, I can't think of what else we got this week. I guess I'll do some misadventures later this week, hopefully. So I can go and check out Fwip's new dungeon, which will be pretty cool. I think that's everything. So have a lovely night. Thanks so much for watching. Thanks for hanging out with me. Let's go ahead and... Oh, Sausage is doing Japanese builds. Sausage is doing Eastern build style on stream. I definitely want to watch him and see what he's up to there. Raid Mythical Sausage. Nice. All right. Have a great night, all. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow for bingo. Bye.